Welcome. My name is Josh Almeida, and I am very excited to bring to you our latest installment of Focus on Learning, brought to you by New Bedford Public Schools and New Bedford Cable Network. While the best way to find out what your child could be doing at home is to work directly with your child's teacher in school, we know these videos will help everyone keep learning active at home.
Hello everyone, my name is Miss Meehan and I'm a 7th grade ELA teacher at Keith Middle School. And I'm here today to teach you about narrative writing and points of view. But before we start, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my students at Keith Middle School. I hope that you know that Miss Meehan is thinking of you and that I miss you very much and I can't wait to see you again. So before we even start with our learning, I want to take 1 minute just for us to be quiet and calm because this can be a stressful time. So no matter what you're feeling, if you are feeling comfortable enough, just take a second to sit down or stand. If you're standing, try to stand comfy. If you're sitting, just sit in a safe space. And we're going to close our eyes and we're going to take 3 deep breaths. So first, if you can, breathe in, then breathe out. When you breathe out, imagine you're blowing away your stress like little clouds, okay? Breathe in and out. Last one. So this mindful minute is something you can do anytime at home if you're feeling stressed, if you're trying to go to sleep and you're overwhelmed by thinking about when we're going to go back to school, when we're not. Just take a minute, breathe in, and breathe out. I hope that helped you in some way. So now that we're ready to learn, let's start the lesson. So narrative writing is a kind of writing that you can use to tell a story. You can either tell a fictional story, which means something that's not real, or a non-fictional story, which is something that is real. So a non-fictional story could be a story about yourself, a story about a memory, and a fictional story can be about anything in the world that you want it to be. These are the kinds of stories that you see mostly on TV when you're watching a show. The way you tell a story is called the point of view. In ELA, there are 3 different points of view: first person, second person, and third person. First person uses the words I and me. So for instance, if you wanted to write a sentence in first person, you could say, I walk to the store. Second person is a little bit trickier. It's not something you see very often, but it uses the word you. So it would be a sentence like, you are running down the street. Third person, which is the most common, uses he, she, they, or someone's name. This is the kind of sentence that you are probably using the most in school or using when you're writing down stuff for a paper or for an assignment. You might be wondering, when are we going to use these? I'm going to tell you. First person is something that you would use if you were writing in a journal or telling a story about something that happened to you. It's more personal because it lets the reader be able to understand the person's feelings because it uses I or me. Second person, a little bit strangely, is when you use you. So this is something that would be helpful if you were trying to write a story that was scary or trying to make someone feel a certain way because you're telling them, you do this, you're feeling this. And then third person, which is probably the one you're the most comfortable with, uses he, she, they, or someone's name. So it could be Miss Meehan walks down the street. He walks his dog. He sees the sun. Okay? So here are some examples. First person, I am teaching the students ELA. That's happening right now. Second person, you are watching at home. And then third person, Miss Meehan wishes them all well, which is a message to my students. I do wish you well. So for our last portion, I'm going to explain to you guys how you can do this at home and make writing sentences and stories fun. You might be thinking, I don't like writing. Writing's not for me. It's not something I enjoy. But you can make it more fun if you give yourself a chance to be creative. So you're sitting at home, Maybe you're with some other people, maybe you're by yourself, but there's a way that you can make writing fun right now. Look around your house and see what's there. Do you have stuffed animals, action figures, maybe a pet, or maybe you watch something on TV or reading something in a book? If you listen to music or go on YouTube and watch stories about other people's lives, that's all stories that you can practice telling and retelling using first, second, and third person point of view. So, if you wanted to write a story about a story that already is happening, you can continue it using any of these points of view. A fun way you can do this is to take pieces of paper and write down different names of things inside your house, like your stuffed animals, action figures, family, friends, and put them inside a hat and pull one out. And then challenge yourself to write some sentences using first person, second, or third. So I'm going to do an example about my cat. So if I wanted to write a sentence in first person about my cat, I would put, my cat is black and fuzzy. If I wanted to write a sentence in second person about my cat, remember, this is the one that uses you, so this is tricky. I could put, you pet my cat, and he purrs. Lastly, if I wanted to do it in third person, I could write, he loves to eat fish. See how all three of these sentences tell a story about my cat, but each one uses a different point of view? I challenge you to try this at home with some things that are around your house and practice telling stories in these different ways. I hope you enjoyed this quick ELA lesson, and I wish you all well. Thank you.